Good morning. My name is Lorrie. Welcome to We Are Quilters. Welcome to BLABFEST Friday. I feel like my head is going to spin off. A lot of things happening all at one time today. Do you ever feel like that? Everything happens at once. So my neighbor and I are going to a Quilt Guild meeting where we have signed up for the food to be servers. And that is not my thing. Her language of love is food. So her desserts will be wonderful, and no one will be interested in my vegetable tray at all. Thank goodness. At any rate, that's one of the things happening. Another is we have guests coming, our final guests of the season coming to visit, and I have BLABFEST to tape. I have a lot of interesting things to show you today, though. Last weekend, we did a little bit of yard sailing, and it seemed to be all about quilting and fabric. I found these, Marion, you're going to love these. I found this fantastic owl fabric. It was bundled together with some green that I'm not even going to bother to show you, but this reminded my husband of Bobo the Owl in the original Clash of the Titans movie from the 60s or the 70s. I love these little owls. They are so cute. And then yesterday, we did some shopping at thrift stores as we were out and about buying the vegetables with vegetable trays. And we found lots of yards. I think I came up with $12 worth. And there's this lovely green and this lovely red and some stripes. I'm into stripes all of a sudden. I don't know what I'll do with this pink one, but chopped up in small enough pieces, it would make great flying geese to be in a border. Just saying. So I found all of these pieces of yardage at thrift stores yesterday, and these bags of scraps. And these bags, it kept me busy for probably an hour and a half, just looking through and pawing at the fabric in the scrap bags. Some of them, like this one on top, I at one point had yards and yards of it, and I have used it all up over the years, either in clothing or in other scrap quilts. So it's funny that more of it has come back to me. And I think I even had it in two different colorways. This one with the little bit of brown background, and the other one I think had a blue background, but I'm not 100% certain because I didn't have a lot of that colorway. So lots of scrap bags to keep me out of trouble at $1/4 a piece. So even if some of the fabric isn't usable for quilts, oh wait, all fabric is usable for quilts unless it's your cleaning rags, just saying. Or Barbie's gonna get a new dress eventually. She's gonna get some fancy new dress because Sasquatch has a thing for the Barbie. Anyway, so these bags will certainly get used up eventually. And like I said, the total for my fun, I think, was about $12. And that will keep me busy for quite a while. And that didn't even include the price of the color wheel. My friend Barb, she was an art teacher, and she taught color wheel classes at several retreats I've been to. And this one is a double-sided color wheel, and it has the let me grab it here for a moment. It has the complementary, there it is, the complementary colors and the triad. And the triad is where some of the best and most interesting combinations come from. So for 50 cents, I grabbed that little color wheel to have in my collection here. I have a bigger version that Barb gave out at her workshop years ago in my West Virginia sewing room. I love color wheels. And then I also and it was a big spender yesterday, I found these old quilt magazines. One, I think, was a freebie. It only has 3 quilt patterns in it. I love this one. Very graphic, very colorful, very simple. And then this one is by Nancy Mahoney. She used to put out a lot of beautiful patterns. And she was on the Fawns and Porter show. And this was put out by, this magazine was put out by Fawns and Porters. So I haven't seen anything for her, but I've seen this quilt in other places. Freebie, like freebie one sheet, like a one sheet thing that came in the mail. I've seen this quilt before, but I didn't have a pattern for it, and now I do. So these 2 magazines cost a grand total of 98 cents, and I got a senior discount for 30% off. So less than 70 cents for 2 magazines. Fantastic buy. Just fantastic. Oh, and the other magazine, and it has articles. I only read about half of the articles. One is on using templates, and that has to do with the surprise that's at the end today, kinda, in the future. And look at this quilt. I flipped this magazine open, and this is what I saw, and I went, oh, yep, I'll spend 49 cents on this, or 70% of 49 cents. And when I was reading it, it is a quilt in 3 parts. They only did the snowflake part. Thank goodness that that snowflake star in the middle, that feathered star, was what showed up, because I have a thing for the feathered stars. I don't make a lot of them, but I have a thing for them. So I didn't make a lot of progress this week. As I was recording footage, I forgot to tell you about well, they're supposed to be gold stars, but they're really silver. I bought a can of spray paint at a yard sale. It had a gold cap, but when I sprayed my little stars for the school days quilt, well, it turned out that it was silver paint. So I was very disappointed, but it all worked out in the end. At the thrift store yesterday, here in Hale, the fish store, I found real gold stars to put on those quilts, so it all worked out. I also found some fantastic heavy little jewelry pieces. They are drilled on one side to make them into bracelets. It was a holiday weekend, and we were kind of busy, and so I did get all the May blocks cut out. That took an evening. And here they are, all cut out. My husband's putting away dishes, so you'll have to please excuse the noise in the background. He's trying to be quiet. I love him. He's so sweet. But it does make some noise because cabin, we're all in one big room. Last 2 things I have to show you. I have a picture of the fall tree in Marion's yard. She's in Oregon, and look at the beautiful colors. Here in Michigan, we're only getting a little spot of color here and there on the maples, but this tree is absolutely gorgeous. I love these colors. These are my favorite fall colors. Not the browns, not the yellows, but these orangey colors. Now, for the surprise for you, because I know I don't have a lot of pictures to show because everybody was busy with family. And that's what we're supposed to do on that weekend. That's why that is a holiday. So we can celebrate working hard and being with our families then in our spare time. So my surprise for you, I have been working on a quilt-along, a mystery quilt-along. I'm calling it the Solok Homes Mystery Quilt-along. And I have designed a quilt. I do have EQ8. But I prefer to use graph paper so I can show you and take pictures. And I have a bigger mocked up version so I can hang it up and it's easier to see on camera. So I do have a quilt design for you, and I'm working on recording a podcast of the first Sherlock Holmes mystery, A Study in Scarlet. It is a public domain book, so I can do that without repercussions and anyone yelling at me. Or if you want, you could read the book on your own. But with a podcast, you can listen while you work and everybody is a winner. So there's my little surprise for you. It will take a little while, and I'll give you updates as I go, because I want to have the quilt made before I start to show it to you, so that I can just release things in batches. It has 14 chapters, so I need to think about how many episodes I would like to have so that you have time to work on the blocks. I think it's going to be cute. Anyway, see you on Monday for a very short episode of Upskill Monday. We're going back to those blocks. This time we're going to work on the apple block again. This time it'll be very quick embellishment, but oh so cute. Have a great weekend. See you later.